G'day Frothers, welcome back. So tonight we've got another DeWalt D handle. So this is the DCH263. It was another one that I bought recently because I wanted to see how DeWalts go, and also for whatever reason D handles are just way cheaper than the drop motors of similar capacity. So last time we took a look at the DCH133, the 26mm drill. So today we're looking at this guy's bigger brother. So the 263 is a 28mm capacity. Not that you'd know that from the product code or the serial number there, 263. Typical of DeWalt, the serial numbers don't really seem to mean anything in terms of what the tool does. So, come on guys, pull your finger out. Tell us the voltage, tell us the capacity, just something. But this is another really nice D handle, and in fact it's a bit nicer than the other one. So unlike the 133, this one does have a light, which works enough. I mean, it's better than nothing. Being all the way back here, it's not in the best position, but where else are you going to put it? It's also got a port for a dust extractor, so it's dust extraction compatible. Most notably, this one has big vibration dampening capacity, so that's really nice to see. It's got these two baffles on here, so the handle is nice and wobbly, which is great. And I've got to say, my favorite feature is this awesome front handle. Check that out. Really clever. I haven't seen any vibration dampening handles on the other brands, so maybe this is just a DeWalt thing, but it's a really clever mechanism. So it's basically just a doubled over tube. You got the tube on the inside, it folds over to be the outer part of the handle, and it wobbles. Check that out. Really clever. I love it. This one also has quite a nice chuck release. So you just grab it and pull stuff out of there. Unlike the 133, it's really nice to use. It does have, however, the same just appallingly flimsy little depth rod thing here. But if you want one of these, oh, actually, you probably do want this nice handle. I was going to say just get a different handle, but actually that's a real winner. Well, you'll work it out. So this one is 28mm capacity, so it should be theoretically hitting harder, having more torque than this one. Probably revving a bit slower because you don't really need high revs, well, in rotary hammers in general, but or especially not in bigger ones. And it again is considerably cheaper than its counterparts in the drop motor configuration. So this one retails for about $370, $380 here in Australia, compared to the bigger drop motor that they have, which is it's in the $500s of dollary-doos. It's just outrageous. Can't think why. If anyone knows, hit us up in the comments, because it's a bit of a mystery to me. Yeah, the other thing along the lines of the build quality there is these little baffles have just come off the first time I've used them. I mean, I don't think that means anything, but it's like, come on DeWalt, your slogan is built tough, guys. Like, what is this crap? But overall, she's a really nice unit. So let's take a look at the specs. She is revving at 1165 RPM and hitting at 4300 BPM. She's also supposed to have a impact energy of 3 joules, which is the hardest hitting drill I've got in my collection, and definitely harder hitting than any of the others in the same sort of range, or in that 1-inch capacity. So 28mm is about 1.1 inches, so it's not exactly the same class, but we'll see how that goes drilling in a second. But let's just check out the revs. Wow, so 1169 was my reading on the tacho, and they claim 1165. So this is the first time that's ever happened. They're usually not very close at all. Really cool. All right, so let's check the weight. It's about 2.7 kilos. So that's just in line with the M18CH, the Milwaukee drill, which is a 26mm drill, and again, far more expensive than this particular unit. So that's really interesting. Looking good so far for the DeWalt. All right, so the first test is, as usual, the torque test. So this one is measuring the releasing torque after the drill has driven a big screw into a stump. So let's see how that goes. All right, good stuff. So together that averages out to be about 36 Newton meters. Interesting because that's technically a little bit smaller than the smaller DeWalt drill got, but yeah, it's only a couple of percent difference, so you know, more or less the same. But way more than the Milwaukee got, and oh god, maybe 4 times what the Ryobi got. So that's again another nice showing from the DeWalt. Next test is the speed drill. So that is concrete brick with a 14mm Makita drill bit going in 100mm. Let's check it out. Whoa, man, even quicker than the DCH133. Now that is interesting. So just over 5 seconds for this one. Now I did actually hypothesize that this one, the 133, would be drilling faster because if you multiply the impact rate by the impact energy, it has more joules per minute. So I thought that one would be the ticket for drilling fastest, but the 28mm drill has taken the trophy there. Bloody hell, 5 seconds. So next up is the max capacity test. So this chode of a thing here, the 28mm drill, that's what a 28mm drill bit looks like. So that is supposed to be the max capacity for this drill. So once again, drilling in 100mm, let's see how long that takes. All right, so for the max capacity test, this giant drill bit did go a little bit slower, so 24.5 seconds compared to the smaller cousin with 26mm is about 20 seconds. So, I mean, that's not unexpected because just the physics of it is you got a bigger bit, it's gonna be, in essence, blunter, you know? It has the same geometry as the 26mm, but you'd always expect the 28mm to drill slower because that's essentially blunter. It's just got a lot more surface area on it, especially on the cutting tip here. So each hammer blow is going to be spread out over a bigger area and you're going to take away less material per blow. So it makes sense that it's going to be going a bit slower on the max capacity. But because we had the test set up, I decided to see how she goes with the 26mm drill bit in there, so she can actually race her little brother, and let's check it out. and holy moly, look at that. 16.9 seconds, boy. You really see that high impact force. Do it just getting through it. Wow. Okay, so really interesting. It turns out I was wrong about my hypothesis about the 133 being the faster driller. Doesn't really seem to be so much about the impact rate, which I find is interesting, but the higher impact force seems to be the key. So the DCH263 has come out to be by far the fastest driller with both of the sizes that we've tried, so the 14 and the 26 millimeter. So yeah, really interesting. I was wrong, but hey, you know, we learned something. We're getting closer to the truth, so that's really cool. So in conclusion, this drill has really impressed me. Just like the DCH 133 before it, man, DeWalt is really kicking goals here. And I gotta say, if you are looking for a pretty affordable but really well performing hammer, definitely consider this one. After all, it is cheaper than the Makita, it's cheaper than the Milwaukee, it's better performing, better specs, it's got a bigger capacity, so it chews through concrete quicker. That probably translates to chiseling as well. I'm not really doing chiseling tests because I'm a rock climber, we mostly just do drilling, so I will cook up some tests to measure that later on, but rest assured, the impact force alone on this little beauty, plus this lovely wobbly handle, it's just made it a really nice little unit. Go get one if you're interested, and let's not let the D handles die out, because you know they do seem to be getting a little less popular nowadays, but honestly, oh, so comfy, really nice little, really nice medium-sized hammer. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll scratch you later.